What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Phil and Leroy Judgemental podcast.
This is Phil back in here.
And I'm Leroy. So what's going on, Phil?
Same. Nothing much.
Okay. Before we start, I want to apologize to everybody for episode 53. I'm sitting here talking to you. I'm like, my mouth was like right on the microphone. Then after we was done, I looked and the damn microphone wasn't even plugged in. So the audio you was hearing was my laptop microphone. So I blame 60% of that on Microsoft and 40% of that on me. Because it's Microsoft's fault because ever since they updated this Teams, I can't hear myself. If I would have heard myself, I'd be like, well, damn, that sounds kind of funny. And 40% me because I didn't see that it wasn't plugged in. So what's your thoughts on that percentage?
You said 40% you?
Yes. So
who got the 60?
Microsoft.
No, I blame you. Maybe flip that around 60-40.
So, as you see on the title, this is our the Eagles NFL draft recap. But before we start, can I talk about something real quick? I want to talk about our living legend, Julius Ervin. Did you hear about the controversy he had this week?
Yeah.
All right.
You mean about his first and second team?
Yeah. I'm about to read it. Julius Irving got in a controversy because he left LeBron James off his all-time NBA team. Hall of Famer made waves on social media on Wednesday when he assembled his all-time NBA roster as a guest on a Posted Up podcast with Chris Haynes. Irvin's all-time starting five included obvious names: Oscar Robertson, Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, Wilt Chamberlain, and Bill Russell. His second team was Jordan, Magic, Larry Bird, Karl Malone, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And as the guy Chris Hayes got on him about not having LeBron on a team, he said he was a guy who led the charge in terms of super teams being put together. Irvin said, noting how James had a role in recruiting talent to Miami, Cleveland, and Los Angeles, all of which ended in championships with James leading the way. He can pick his own team. I ain't going to pick his team, Irvin said. In a response to a hypothetical argument from James that super teams has always existed, Irvin hit back and said that it wasn't the players who were pulling the strings before James got into the league. They were drafted and picked by management. Players weren't picking their own teams. They didn't have the clout. Like when Kareem got traded for 4 players from Milwaukee to Los Angeles, that was a management deal. That deal wasn't his. First of all, I want to ask you, what the hell is wrong with his picks?
There's a lot wrong with his picks. For one, Michael Jordan should never be on team 2.
You got to keep him.
And then LeBron is one of the top players that ever played a game, like him or not. So that's what's wrong with his team.
No, I don't see anything wrong with his list because
there's a lot wrong with his list.
He's an older man. He's not going to put LeBron James on his damn all-time. Look at all the people that you leaving out. Look at the people you leaving out. Like you said, Oscar Robertson, Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell. So you mean to tell me that if you had a team with let's just put LeBron Jordan, I'll take Magic, Karl Malone, and Kareem, or you can take Kareem and put Shaq in his place. You mean to tell me they just going to roll over his first team? Absolutely not. I don't see nothing wrong with what he said. Those are the people that he would you say like grew up watching / played with.
Well, that would be equivalent to somebody today, one of the young guys today that's in the league, picking their top 10 players all time. And they pick players that they play with. Just because you pick the players you play with don't make it legit. But in their eyes, they see it being legit.
Right, it's legit to him. So why in the world is they coming down on him because he didn't put LeBron on his list like he's some type of hater or something? That is not a hater. That doesn't sound like hate to me.
He's definitely a hater.
How's that a hater?
Because he blaming LeBron for super teams. It don't matter who put a super team together. A super team is a super team. The only thing I would say, if a team drafted all their players, I would give them a pass. But if you picking up a key free agent in a trade, or a free agent coming to your team and you didn't draft that player, or players all get together and come to one team, Those are all the same super teams, regardless if the player put it together or the general manager is a super team, unless you drafted all those guys.
He said that LeBron put teams together. So what did he say wrong?
He didn't. That's not a lie. But super teams being put together way before him.
But as he said, that was a management thing. Ain't no player walk around and say, "I want to play with this dude and I want to play with." No, they didn't.
Jordan wanted Rodman on his team after Horace Grant left. So if Jordan want Rodman, management go get Rodman. It's the same thing.
That's the same. That's not the same thing as leaving like LeBron did, and get players to come to the team with him, like he did in Miami.
He only got one player to come with him. That was Bosh. They already had. But
he left the team to create a super team. So what did he say wrong?
So did Dennis Rodman.
No.
So did
Jordan didn't. No. Huh? Jordan didn't do that. Jordan stayed on the team and recruited and brought Rodman in. One player. No, it's not. He's on the team.
It doesn't matter. If you bring in players to your team, it's the same thing as you going to a team bringing a player with you.
And how dare you say your living legend is a damn hater? What in the hell he got to hate on LeBron for?
What makes me think we mean my living legend?
He is a living legend. Don't you like the Sixers?
Yeah.
All right, then. Ain't Dr. J one of your legends?
No.
Who's your legend on the Sixers? Charles Barkley?
I don't think about no legends on the Sixers. He's one of the greatest Sixers. Is that what you mean? I've never seen him play.
Okay. So why would he hate on him? What do LeBron have that make Julius Ervin hate on him?
It's not about what he have. It's about he don't want to give LeBron credit. Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce joined. Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen joined Paul Pierce to make a super team. That was before LeBron. Mm-hmm. They don't even talk about that. They make it seem like that didn't happen.
But Paul Pierce was already there.
And so was Dwayne Wade.
He left to join the team. That's what
Dwayne Wade ain't go nowhere. Dwayne was in Miami.
No, talking about LeBron.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. LeBron joined Dwayne Wade that was already there, and Chris Bosh, that's who came with him.
He was talking about LeBron. He wasn't talking about no damn Ray Allen better than LeBron.
What I'm talking about is super teams being created. Super teams being created. Even when you look back in when Scottie Pippen and Scottie Pippen and Charles Barkley joined Houston.
But they didn't win. That's what he's talking about.
It doesn't matter. Just because you failed at building your super team doesn't mean it's not a super team. And then they turn around and say, well, they was old. Well, if LeBron is in his 30, well, I think Dwayne Wade was 29, but the rest of them was like 26, him and Bosh, something like that. Mm-hmm. But if you're an all-star and you join other all-stars, it's a super team.
So you mean to tell me a team with LeBron can easily take out his first five? Absolutely not.
Because
you got two of the greatest big men of all time on there. Elgin Baylor is one of the greatest Lakers of all time. You got Oscar Robson and Jerry West. Now, please, what team is going to? That's his first team is better than the second team.
The players today is more talented.
If you get
and physically better than the players of back in the day.
That argument doesn't count because of course they are. That's like saying baseball players. Do you think Babe Ruth lift weights?
No.
Okay, so if Babe Ruth lift weights, no, it's not different.
Because those it was like 18. It was like 8 teams in the league when Babe Ruth played, and those guys had fucking 9 to 5s after the game. So come on, if these players today, their whole job is to play football. They got strength and coaching stuff to get their bodies right and all that. They don't got to go work at 9 to 5 like those players that Babe Ruth played against. Those guys was plumbers and carpenters and working at the meat market. That's why you shouldn't bring up Babe Ruth.
No, I'm gonna bring up Babe Ruth because what your argument just said. If Babe Ruth lift weights, did you think Babe Ruth lift weights?
Probably not.
He smoked cigarettes and ate steaks all day. So you mean to tell me if you brought him in this era now, and if he lift weights and train like the players today are, you mean to tell me he won't be hitting home runs like that?
I don't know. I don't do all that. If somebody do this,
but you just did. But you
I did. Well, I didn't.
You brought up. No.
You brought. What did I bring up? Go ahead.
You said that it don't count because the players are not training like the players are now.
I said when Babe Ruth was winning those championships.
No, I'm talking about what you said about the basketball, not the baseball. I wouldn't the basketball.
What I said was the players today is bigger and more athletic because of the technology that we have. The players are able to play longer and do more than what the players of back in the day was able to do. That's not a lie.
Okay, so if you give Wilt Chamberlain the same treatment you giving players today,
he didn't have.
He's going to be on the bench.
We're not talking about
he's going to be on the bench.
He didn't have.
So what they did don't mean shit. You sound like one of these new school guys.
No,
so what they did back
then meant something. Just like today's players would it mean today.
So you can't have them on your top 5 because if I put LeBron, Westbrook, I'm doing what a young person would. Steph Curry, not talking bad about these guys. If I put them against the who I just said, then the old school guys don't matter because these all guys they train, they lift weights, and they focus on basketball 24/7. So that's what you're saying. So what they did don't count.
What I'm saying, don't put words in my mouth because I never said it didn't count. What I was saying is that was his picks, but is other players in the league that could beat his picks.
But it's a lot of players that they couldn't beat his picks. Cause I'm like looking at his picks, I'm like, what's wrong with that? He got the damn greatest Laker all time, one of the greatest Lakers all time. Wilt Chamberlain, one of the greatest big men all time. Bill Russell, one of the greatest big men all time. Oscar Robson and Jerry West. What the hell is wrong with that damn list?
They're not the best players.
Yes,
ever.
They are. They are the best players. So you mean to tell me Wilt Chamberlain's not one of the best players ever?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so you telling me
when I say they're not the best players, they are the best players, but they're not team 1 and team 2 as players he left off the list. But if that's his choice, that's his choice.
Yes. When we do our playoff special, I want to hear your top 5. I want to hear your top 5 because I looking at it, I'm like, well, damn, what did he say wrong? Elgin Baylor got a damn statue in the Lakers arena. So what the hell? He must have done something if he got a statue there.
That don't mean nothing.
Elgin Baylor was one of the greatest Lakers of all time.
I didn't say he wasn't, but when you bring up the statue, shit, we got fucking Nick Foles statue out front of Philly. So what does that mean?
Nick Foles brought you a championship. Of course they're going to have a statue there.
Okay, but that don't make him the greatest.
He bought a championship when a team never had one since the 50s.
Okay, and that's great, but that don't make him no great or no good.
Yes, it does. It solidifies him as a Philly legend because he bought you a championship.
Whatever.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
No, I don't believe you. I'm disappointed. Because I'm
the same way. I'm disappointed in you.
I would have thought you'd agree with me. Like, yeah, I ain't see nothing wrong with that list.
There's a lot wrong with his list. I just told you, Jordan is on the second team, and LeBron ain't on either team. Did he have Kareem on there or Shaq?
Kareem was on his second team.
Did he have Tim Duncan?
You naming too many players.
I'm naming players that's the greatest at their position. Tim Duncan is the best power forward to ever play. He wasn't on either one of his lists.
Okay, so he better than Bill Russell? If I put Bill Russell at power forward,
Bill Russell is center.
He has Wilt and Bill Russell as his 2 big men. So
you can't do that. You can't just grab. I'm talking about position. Tim Duncan is the best power forward to ever play.
Okay, he did it. But you got to keep in mind his age. He ain't gonna pick these young guys. First of all, and if you had a real talk with an older guy, they're gonna tell you these basketball players the way they play the game is shit. Same thing we say. It ain't the same. He'll tell you the same thing, but he'll be political about it. I think he still worked for the Sixers, if I'm not mistaken. So he's not going to trash all the new players today. But we already know the way they play this game of basketball, it ain't the same. It ain't even the same how you grew up watching.
It's not shit, but it is different.
Okay. No, I believe it's shit. You can't touch the guy.
When you got 7-footers like Kevin Garnett that can shoot threes from half court, they didn't have that back in the day. 7-footers could not shoot, couldn't make free throws. We got Embiid making 85% of his free throws. He's a 7-footer. They 7-footers back in the day couldn't shoot free throws. They couldn't shoot threes.
So what you trying to say?
About what?
It sounded like you were trying to say they better because they can do stuff like that.
That's because of what I said before with the strengthening and the training and all that.
Oh, okay. Give Bill Russell the strength and training and give him the ability to shoot threes. And
you talking about what he got. When you talking about in this imaginary world that he could do that. He didn't have that, so we got to go with what he had.
Mm-hmm. So your boy Shaq didn't do none of that. So what you saying?
And Shaq probably should have been on the team.
Over Bill Russell or Wilt Chamberlain, he probably would tell you no.
I'm not talking about over them. I'm just talking about you only see he got two. You got to have, if you're making a team A and team B, you only can have two centers. Now when you start picking more, then you're messing up the order. You're supposed to have a center on one team, a center on the second team, not no two centers on the first team and all this shit.
All right, so when we do this when the playoffs start and who we think is going to do what in the playoffs, I want to hear your top five, your all-time, Phil's all-time top five, and positions, just like how you said.
Well, it's easy to make my top five because for each position, I'm going to name the best player to ever play that position. That's going to be my top five.
So you're not going to pick your favorites because
I don't have favorites.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not. I was never a fan of Jordan, but I still think Jordan is the best player.
Okay.
But LeBron is right there on his fucking ass.
Okay. All right. So everyone, that was our little Sixers basketball talk. We're doing our draft recap. I invited some people to join us on Twitter. If they get back to me, we'll join them in. If not, we'll just keep rolling. So before I start with the Sixers pick, I'm going to go with the first 9 picks of the first round. Jacksonville Jaguars selects quarterback Trevor Lawrence. New York Jets select Zach Wilson, quarterback BYU. That was who the Eagles wanted, by the way. San Francisco 49ers select Trey Lane, quarterback. Atlanta Falcons select Kyle Pitts, tight end Florida. Philip had mentioned Kyle Pitts a couple of episodes back. That the Eagles should try to get. Cincinnati Bengals select Jamar Chase, wide receiver. Miami Dolphins, this is the Eagles pick from number 6. They select Jalen Waddle, wide receiver, Alabama. Detroit Lions select Penei Sewell, offensive tackle for Oregon. Carolina Panthers select Jay Horn, cornerback, South Carolina. Denver Broncos select Patrick Surtain, cornerback, Alabama. Now, do you have anything to say with those 10 picks? Those first 9 picks, I'm sorry.
Not really. I was kind of getting scared because I was like, these teams always go out of order and just start drafting for the hell of it who they want, not the best player that they need or the best player that's available.
Okay. So now Philip's favorite general manager, who he was talking big shit about him, did a deal with the Dallas Cowboys. They switched picks, and the Eagles gave up the second round, one of their second round picks or one of their third round picks. I'm not sure. Third round pick. Okay. So the switch from number 10, and yes, people need to listen to the Judgemental podcast because we said the same shit what they should do in the draft, and they did it. They select Devontae Smith, wide receiver for Alabama. What's your thoughts?
That's perfect. I told you he was my I told you early on it was like 4 guys that I wanted the Eagles to get, and I gave you that order. And I think Chase and I think Devontae Adams was my number 1 pick. But I started getting skeptical and scared when his bio started going down because they had him listed at 6'1", 175. Then it was 6 feet, 175. Then it was 6 feet, 166. So I'm like, shit. And that's why he fell in the draft because he all light. But right. before that all came out, and I was just thinking he was 6'1", 175. He was my first choice. And then it was Chase. And then it was Pitts. And then it was the linebacker.
Now, so do you think he'll have any problems with his weight?
No.
Because I think he may be even smaller than 170 because.
They said he 166.
Yeah. Did you see that picture of him sitting with
Shannon Sharp?
No, he was sitting with Brandon Graham, and who else was with him? They was at the Sixers game where he rung the bell.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, and his legs look like mine's.
So, right, so I saw him standing next to Jalen Hurts, and Hurts looked like a linebacker standing next to him. And I said, damn, he's small.
Right. So, I think he's a little lighter weight than what they say. So, the second round, the Eagles drafted Landon Dickerson, center from Alabama. Now, what's your thoughts on that?
Wasted pick.
Well, Landon Dickerson, offensive tackle center, 6'6", 333. I already know what Philip going to say, so I'm going to already say it. November 2016, torn ACL right knee. October 2017, right ankle surgery ended the season. 2018, nagging recurring left ankle injury caused him to miss most of the season. Just in December 2020, torn ACL, left knee.
Jesus Christ.
He was supposed to be a first round draft pick, but these injuries made him go back in the second round. So why is it a bad pick?
You just said it. The injuries. For one, if you have a Pro Bowl, even though he's older, you have a Pro Bowl center, one of the best in the league. Why are you drafting a center in the second round? He's not starting.
Right.
Your second round pick should be a starter, somebody that you need to plug in right now. It was a linebacker. It was two linebackers out there. It was a cornerback out there. And you rather get a fucking broke ass center? Like, come on now.
You have to keep in mind that the Eagles has a lot of bad injuries in the offensive line last year. So the question I have to ask you is the offensive line that bad where you need to draft a center or offensive guard, whatever they're going to put them in the second round like that?
Right. So our line is banged up. It has been banged up last year. I think our line will be okay. But what good is drafting that high a player that's constantly injured to a team that already got injuries at that position? He ain't gonna do shit. He's got injury problems.
Damn.
Yeah, that was a wasted pick. I was pissed off at Harvey for that one. That was a joke. And I saw him do an interview and he was talking about drafting a lineman and how the fans didn't like it and this and that.
Mm-hmm. So third round, pick 73, the Eagles select Milton Williams, defensive tackle, Louisiana Tech, 6'3", 284 pounds. Your thoughts? Oh, wait, before you say anything, this was did you see the video with your new favorite GM jumping up and down and high-fiving and clapping people, and there was just one guy sitting off to the side and he just gave him that little fist bump?
Yeah, well, they said that guy was the what's the name? One of the scouting.
Tom Donahue.
They said he was one of the scouting guys, and he wanted somebody else.
Yeah, senior football advisor Tom Donahue. And that was just that little.
Little half-ass fist pump.
Yeah. So
why should he? If they before the camera came on, they were debating and talking about who they draft. If he was stuck on one player. And a GM over, you know what I mean, used his power and said, no, this is where we going. Why should he jump up and jump with joy when that's not the guy he wanted? It just so happened that the camera, I'm pretty sure that happened to damn near every team. It just so happened the camera court that shit.
So what are your thoughts about Milton?
I think our line is good. I don't think we see the thing is, it's always real good linebackers coming out there. It was even with that pick. It was a good cornerback still on the board, and we didn't get him. Like, we got holes that need to be filled right now, and those two picks are not going to be starters.
I agree. Again, the defensive line isn't bad for you to draft someone like that. Not when there's players out there that you just mentioned. Now, see, we disagreed on the basketball. Now we're agreeing with this so far. There's what was you about to say?
No, I was just going to say that we have a rotational defensive line. So that tell you right there we already got enough defensive line that we can rotate and keep everybody fresh. Other teams got their starting front four, and that's it. They don't have no rotation guys that can come in on as a starter. You know what I mean? We got enough of those guys, so why are you drafting more?
Right. So, fourth round, selection 123. The Eagles select Zach Mcpherson, cornerback, Texas Tech. What's your thoughts?
They finally got a position that we needed, but see, like the cornerbacks, once we grabbed our receiver, we should have went cornerback, linebacker. Those are our two holes that we need to fill. It was guys out there that's bona fide, probably going to be superstars that we passed up on to get a broke center. You know what I mean? And then in the third pick, it was still another cornerback out there that we could have grabbed. But no, we grab a defensive lineman that we already got enough of.
Mm-hmm. We have Zach Mcpherson, who's 23 years old, who played in Penn State before he transferred. So he's fourth in zone coverage grade. He tied for third for the highest graded cornerback versus Power 5 wide receivers, and fourth in single coverage grade. So he's a good cover guy. So, but is his age a factor to you?
Well, when I was talking to my brother, 23 is a little up there, so hopefully he's smart for his age. You know what I mean? Maybe he got that little bit more experience and knowledge. But I was telling my brother, I was like, the cornerback is one position you don't want to play around with. You go get you a bona fide guy in the draft, you know what I mean, been at big school, putting up big numbers, shutting down big guys, or you go get you a veteran in the league that's proven. Because a rookie cornerback is hard, and to just come in the league and make an impact, it takes them maybe 3 years before they turn that corner. You know what I mean? To learn the coverages, the gel with the teammates, and just to be that bull. It takes them about 3 years. And I tried to tell my brother that, and he started shooting out guys' names at me. And then I was telling him, this guy ain't make the Pro Bowl to his 4th year or his 5th year. He like, no, I ain't been in that year that long. And I was right. It takes cornerbacks that long. You know what I mean? So with the Eagles, we never give cornerbacks enough time. If they stink it up their first year, they're going out of here. First or second year, they be like, oh, he's no good. They go to the bench, and then they out of here by the 3rd year. So that's why we got a revolving door. As soon as Jalen Mills started playing good, he's out the door. Like, you never give these guys time to develop with their teammates.
Right. I agree. So the 5th round, number 150, the Eagles select Kenneth Gainwell, running back for Memphis. What are your thoughts? I think I already know where it is before you say anything, but go ahead.
Well, my thoughts is after the 3rd round, I don't really care about the picks after that, because it's rare that you can find somebody, well, the Eagles, because other teams find people. But it's rare that we find like talent that far back. So after that, I really didn't care who they draft. First 3 rounds, where you make, you know what I mean, you make your money. So they grabbed a running back that's probably going to be on a practice squad. He's probably not going to get no time. We got running backs.
Oh my goodness, man, you cold. Another small running back. He didn't play this year or last season. I don't know how you want to say it, because he took off for COVID. So 2019 he had 231 attempts for 1,400 yards, 13 touchdowns. So,
that's good numbers. What school did he go to?
Memphis.
Okay.
So yeah. How many running backs do they have?
Shit, about 5.
Yeah, that's too many.
That's why another wasted pick. Do you do draft grade for the Eagles?
We'll get to all that at the end.
Okay.
So we got the 6th round, 189. The Eagles select Marlon. I'm a butcher. I'm gonna tear his name up, so you're gonna have to forgive me. Tupalotu, defensive tackle for UFC. UFC always had those Samoans.
Yeah.
So
why is that? Is it like a big population over there in Southern Cal or something?
Yeah, and plus, it's a little closer to like Hawaii and all that. So yeah. So what's your thoughts?
You might as well not even ask me about thoughts after the 3rd pick. I mean the 3rd round, because these guys, they just like practice squad guys, just fillers. They probably won't even make the team. I don't care about these guys.
That's not true.
Where you at, 6th round?
Yes.
Name me another 6th round player that was an impact on the Eagles.
I don't know, but
that's what I'm saying. Those players don't do nothing for the Eagles.
Your coach is you. I mean, your GM. Your GM got this new. He's enlightened now, so you don't know. You don't know. So where I'm at, 6th round, Tupelo2. And the 6th round, another 6th round pick, the Eagles select Tyron Jackson, defensive end for Coastal Carolina. The experts are saying that he could be a potential into the rotation. And they're saying here that the Eagles need more defensive end depth. Brandon Graham, Derek Barnett, and Josh Sweat are only 3 locks on a team this season. Joe Oltzman and Matt Leo are competing to make the roster. For a long-term perspective, Graham turned 33 in April and has 10 NFL seasons under his belt. Barnett and Sweat currently aren't under contract beyond 2021. Jackson, who has some good college production, will have the opportunity to compete for a roster spot as a depth development player. Another sixth-round pick, selection 191. The Eagles select Jacoby Stevens from LSU. Jacoby is could be a linebacker, safety. So, well, they got a linebacker here. If that's
yeah, we go with this shit.
Stevens is a hybrid defender who actually began his college football career at wide receiver. Interesting tweeter type to take a chance on later during day 3. Eagles defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon must have a role and vision for him. So there you go. They already got him in mind who they want to pick. Damn, you're a little on the negative side.
So he was a receiver, became a linebacker, then a safety.
So what?
Jack of all trades, huh?
So what? A lot of people change their positions in college.
Sound like a practice squad guy. Okay.
Oh, your boy Shannon Sharp was a wide receiver in college.
Okay. Wide receivers and tight ends is not too far apart.
No,
but a receiver, a linebacker, and a safety.
Here you go. All right. So then they come back. The last pick, Patrick Johnson, linebacker, Tulane. So they got another linebacker for you. Eagles' final pick this year would be an undersized for a 4'3" defensive end at just 6'2", 240 pounds. He was projected as a 3-4 outside linebacker, but it appears the Eagles envision a 4-3 linebacker role for him. So there you go.
I don't think the Eagles drafted a Pro Bowl linebacker since Jeremiah Trotter. And when did Trotter get drafted? Like fucking mid-90s or something?
Yeah, but that was a whole different regime.
But what I'm saying is it was the same owner, wasn't it? Laurie was the owner, and the bottom line is if you don't draft a linebacker in the first couple rounds, you're not going to get you're not going to find a steal for a linebacker in the 6th round or no shit like that. It just don't happen. Okay. So all these linebackers we get in 6th, 7th round and all that shit, okay, whatever. They're going to be a practice squad guy then out of the league.
Damn, man. Shit. So before we give a grade, I want to tell you that former Georgia and Wake Forest quarterback Jamie Newman signed to the Eagles as a free agent. At 6'3", 235, Newman is a bigger quarterback who possesses a lot of the same skill, mobility, power, and good enough arm and pose under pressure as Jalen Hurts. He's also struggled with accuracy like Hurts. In that sense, the signing is logical. If Hurts proved he's the starting caliber quarterback during the 2021 season and Newman can develop as a capable backup, the Eagles wouldn't have to completely change their offense should Newman have to enter the game for Hurts in 2022 and beyond. My thing is, if you looking just for a backup quarterback, why not just try to find a veteran backup quarterback?
We already got a veteran backup. Why are they wasting picks?
Who's the veteran backup?
We got the dude from Pennsylvania, the one from where did he play? Baltimore, I want to say. What was that guy name?
Oh, that won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The one that made fun of Ray Lewis when he left. I forget his name. All right, Philip. So what's your grade?
I'm gonna go with a B.
Yeah.
And that's probably gonna be a B minus. I'm only giving them a B because they got the guy I wanted in the first round.
Well, most of the NFL people actually rank the Eagles higher than that, but I'm not gonna give it a B minus. I'm just gonna give it a flat out B. I think they first pick it was good. They really did something, and they actually traded to get the guy they wanted. Second
right,
pick.
The Giants. Well, I was gonna say the Giants was gonna get that guy. They said the Giants had him on their draft board. They wanted him.
And the second pick, they say he's the first. I'm not really big.
Not with all those injuries. Come on now.
Well, they say he would have been a first rounder if he didn't have all those injuries.
All right, so you wasted a pick on a guy that's probably going to continue to have all these injuries.
All right, so maybe he don't have any injuries, and they do find a person.
He's been injured for the last 3 years. You think all of a sudden he's going to be healthy?
See that day too, I would have picked a linebacker. I wouldn't have went for offensive lineman because, like I said earlier, I don't think their offensive line is that bad. They just got a whole lot of injuries last season, so you can't say, "Oh, the offensive line just totally sucked. We need to draft a higher offensive lineman." So I think they could have got an offensive lineman if they wanted somebody to just try to plug in or whatever. They could have just at least waited to the third round,
Yeah.
maybe. See,
It was
I don't went
it,
for a linebacker. Go ahead.
it was a big, strong linebacker. They said he might have had an off the field issue or something, and that's why he fell in the draft. But they said he's a first round talent. Now he got a crazy name, but they just call him JOK. Did you hear about him?
No, go ahead.
He's a linebacker. That's like his initials was first, middle, and last name, JOK. He's a linebacker. That's what I wanted the Eagles to get. And then if we didn't get him, it was a cornerback. I forget the cornerback name, but his dad played in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Not Surtain and not.
No, you talking about Asante Samuels?
There you go, Asante Samuels. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, they could have went with him also.
I would have been happy if they'd have grabbed either one of them, and they get a broke ass fucking offensive lineman. Those guys, if they would have drafted one of those guys, those are starters from day one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I was very happy with Howard Roseman draft getting a player that they needed to get, and they listened to the Judgmental podcast because we pretty much said what the team needed, and I guess they kind of drafted what they did. I wouldn't have took that offensive lineman, but they did get linebackers. They got a cornerback, so they actually listened to what we said. So.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Osawu Kamara.
Yep.
Yeah.
That dude is a monster. Look at his highlights.
You want to look at him now?
You don't have to. It's up to you. I can't remember why he fell, but they said he got first round talent.
They're talking. They don't say that. Why he. Then something must be going on there. Was he injured?
I think they said I don't think he was injured. I think they said he fell. Something happened off the field. Let me see.
Yeah, I don't see. Well, they say that the Browns was thinking about picking him in the first round.
That's what I'm saying. They said he was first round talent. I don't know why he fell.
They're not saying like what did he do? But he got like some off the field issue.
I think something happened, like a situation off the field with him. He is kind of small for a linebacker.
Let me see.
They said he didn't run a 40-yard. A lot of times they be wanting to see linebackers do that shit.
Yeah, they say that's the only 6'1", 215 pounds. They're saying that he's that's his problem was that he's small. Because when you hear the word linebacker, the first thing you think something like monster is about to walk through the door.
Yeah, I want a linebacker that's about 250. He 6'1", like 6'2", 6'3", 250.
Dove Kleeman said that he has a medical issue, disclosed medical issue. I don't know what it is.
See, I heard that he had an off the field thing. Something happened off the field. Like he probably got in a bar fight or something. They're probably not even that serious. That's why you don't see it nowhere. But somebody mentioned it. I can't remember what it was though. I'd have been cool with him or the safety though, because he's a linebacker. But they say he could be like a hybrid. You know how I feel about them hybrids.
Oh shit!
But he's a linebacker that can drop into coverage because he do got speed. But I guess maybe he didn't want to show at his pro day or nothing. That's why he didn't run the 40.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, y'all. That's it for draft recap. I'm sorry. So we talked about a little bit of Invincible yesterday, and you said you didn't like how the Omni-Man just got up and left.
Yeah, that was kind of stupid. Like he kicked everybody's ass and then he rolled. He didn't even take over the planet like he was going to do.
Because he felt remorse.
Oh, please.
That was love in his heart.
He was talking shit about his wife and shit on camera.
Yeah, then he realized I finally love him.
Yeah, right. He don't love him. He went back to get his boys. They coming back.
Yeah, that'll be a mistake because Invincible can't whoop nobody's ass, and he
I know.
don't
I
do
lost
shit.
change his name. I mean, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's young and he just learned his powers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But still, Invincible, you couldn't think of nothing else, homeboy.
Even a new team. What do they call a new team?
I don't know.
It's like close to the Avengers, but I forget what they call them. But they ain't really all that good neither, because they got their asses whooped too. So my man, the black dude, he get his ass whooped so bad that his powers came back. What was you about to say?
I was gonna say the girl with the pink on. She got some decent powers. She could have helped.
Yeah.
She could do like force
Adam
and
Eve.
all that shit. Yeah.
Adam Eve. Yeah.
She could have helped. Those other ones are cornballs. The Chinese girl with the multiplying, that's cool and all if you fighting regular people. But you fighting some goddamn Superman or something, he'll just kick all your ass.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know what the other boy do with the fucking big ass turtleneck on, the arrogant ass dude.
He's like Gambit. You know how Gambit got that?
Oh, he charged up the cars and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cornball. The robot, but then a robot, a little boy, they didn't really show like what was the purpose of that, because they don't even do shit now.
No, he remember after the when they were showing that montage at the end that he can
right, but he's controlling the robot, but he's not the robot. Like he's controlling the robot like before when he was all squashed up a little.
No, he's like inside the robot.
No, he's not.
Yes, he was. Watch it again. He jumped out the robot and start talking to the people and stuff when they did that montage at the end.
I didn't see him jump out. I saw the robot. I saw when they was training.
No, it opened up and he had came out the robot.
Oh,
so he can get in a robot and stuff.
Well, I guess that's cool. Fake ass Sentinel. all they characters, boys, are fucking knockoffs.
But why they didn't give Omni-Man X-ray vision?
Well, he probably still got powers that he just don't know how to use yet. I looked him up online and they said he got like this power splurge thing that he can do, but they probably won't put it on a cartoon. But he said it is equivalent to like when the Incredible Hulk get angry, how he gets stronger.
Right.
It's like when Omni-Man get his ass kicked, he gets stronger or something. And then he get like, they said it was like Dragon Ball Z, you know how the boy get all fucking hype and powered up. They said it was like that. But I guess that's too powerful to put on a show. Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, that shit is dad. Look at his dad. Just beat everybody's ass with ease.
Yep. All right, y'all. You can reach us on. Thank you for everybody who called in and talked to us about the draft. Also, thank you. We just edited y'all out. We just gonna act like we edited them out. Thank you for checking up on us. But you can reach us on Twitter and Facebook at PNL Judgementals, Instagram at _Judgementals. Send us an email, pnljudgementals@gmail.com. All right, fool. Thanks.
All right.